Yeah, I was 30 minutes in. I'm like, no, you should be watching this. It's actually funny because you texted me because you're like, I feel like this is going to be getting pretty dark. And I'm like, oh, it is dark. It got dark real quick.
Welcome to DTF Watch This. This is the series where we tell you movies we watched recently that we think you should go check out too. We just got done watching The Menu. It is a culinary experience as well as an amazing movie experience that Sean Marcus kind of threw at me last minute. It was like midnight or something.
We had another movie picked. And I'm like, I'm watching The Menu right now. Yeah, you should watch this.
We just scraped that leftovers into the trash and said, screw that one.
That was straight In-N-Out burgers. We're going fine dining.
Yeah, and fine dining it is. So this was a surprise, man. You hit me up, and it's rare for me to just jump into a movie like what you tell me right away. Most of the time I just say it's going to go on the list, and then I don't ever watch it. But for some reason, I was drawn. I think I saw something about it slightly before, and then you're like, man, this is actually pretty good. You're only like 30 minutes into it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I was 30 minutes in. I'm like, no, you should be watching this. It's actually funny because you texted me because you're like, I feel like this is going to be getting pretty dark. And I'm like, oh, it is dark. It got dark real quick.
Yeah, you were far enough ahead of me to be like right in that. And it's going to be kind of hard to talk about it without spoiling everything.
Yeah,
but
this will be a tough one.
Did you see anything about this movie before then, or?
I hadn't seen much except for I think I saw a little bit of a trailer and I saw like some buzz about it. They're like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I didn't know much of anything about it except for it had a great cast, a lot of great people. And one of the main guys is the king from The Great, which is a fantastic Hulu series that I feel like we need to also do a watch this on.
I haven't seen that one.
Alexander the Great or Alex. Yeah.
But he's been in a lot of things. His name, I'm going to butcher it. Like I do everything. It's Ralph Fiennes or Fiennes?
Oh, no, not him.
Not him? Who are you talking about?
Oh. No. That's
the chef.
Ralph Fiennes. Yeah,
Fiennes.
That's the chef. But the main guy in the restaurant who's eating, the tall skinny guy.
He was in Mad Max Fury Road, and also
that's right. Yeah.
He's also Beast in X-Men. So he's a cool.
And then
actor.
his date is from the Queen's Gambit, which is funny because she plays the Queen's Gambit. And he plays the king. Checkmate.
No, but overall, I think I saw like a trailer or something before, and I was kind of interested. I like watching all the cooking shows, and this kind of ticked those boxes for like maybe not like a Food Network TV show, but it had like this cooking type show vibe to it a little bit. Mainly with the big close-ups of the food telling you like what kind of ingredients are in it and what the thing's called. And honestly, I got a little hungry watching it. So.
Well, that was actually one of my favorite things about it it really kind of poked fun of the pretentiousness of food critics and in a really good, smart way. Like it really sounded, professional, and they had all the terms right and everything like that, but like it just like
the food critics the food critics themselves with all the details and stuff. So they bring in kind of a wide variety of people, I feel like, or different groups. They have like the really like uptight, like take it too serious food critics that can just destroy a restaurant. Or build it up like a ton. So they brought in those guys. You have the movie actor that gets brought in, John How do you say his
like
last name?
Wazamos?
Yeah.
Some Wazamos.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like him in so many things, but I just can't get Luigi out of my head. Like from Super Mario Brothers, he plays Luigi, and every time I see him, I'm like, you are Luigi.
He's always going to be the little scroungy guy, the clown from Spawn.
Oh, was he that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he was the clown guy. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. But no, I think of Luigi every time, and I'm like, I feel bad that I think of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. So.
Oh yeah, I watched it a ton when I was a kid. It's terrible, but like I don't, I don't think it's his fault. Like, I mean, yeah, but I think of him as Luigi. But I always love him in things. So, so he's the movie star in there, and then the guy you're talking about, the main guy.
Ralph Fiennes. That's his name. I know him. I know his name.
Yeah, the chef. He does an awesome job just playing that
pretty much everything he does. Yeah,
artsy chef. Like he has this vision for this ultimate night of dining, and so it's a whole experience that these guests are gonna get to go on. I don't know if it. Well, they all know because he's like a really high up chef, and they're like, "Oh man, this is just part of the show. This is the experience."
Yeah, even when it starts getting dark, everyone's like, "Oh no, this is it's all theater. This is about the experience. They're building,
the tension,
the nuances of and he did a great job of kind of like just having that touch of creepiness. But the person who I thought really sold it was the host or whatever her job was.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, she like really like layered on the creepiness.
She layered on
oh shit.
Yeah, you could tell something was weird just based on her because she was keeping everything on track. Everything for this night is specifically created. And if anything goes wrong, then it ruins the experience or the night. She's just there to make sure everything goes smooth and that not necessarily the guests get what they need, but the experience is preserved.
The scene where, and this won't really spoil anything, but like the scene where like the table's like gonna get bread served to them and they don't. And all they get is like the dippings and stuff for the bread. And they're like, yeah, no, seriously though, like, give us some bread. Like, we're kind of a big deal. Give us bread. And she's just like, no. They're like, no, come on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's like a spoiler or anything, but that does just show the artsiness. They have a whole story about how bread was like a poor person's thing, and that's what they had to eat. And he's like, none of you are poor, so here's your breadless meal. It's like a peasant's food or something is what they were kind of classifying it as. And
call me a peasant because I'm all about it.
Right, I'm gonna be full before my main course comes out. Yeah. Give me them endless breadsticks at Olive Garden and I'm done.
Or at a Mexican restaurant, give me that chips and salsa.
Where are my carbs at? I need to fill up.
Yeah, it's but when it got dark, it started getting dark, and that's kind of why I wanted to watch it, because the trailer set it all up as this experience, and then they told you, you guys are all gonna die, or whatever it was in the thing, and I'm like, whoa.
Oh, do they say that in the trailer?
Yeah, in the trailer, I think so. And if they don't, we'll bleep that out. But I'm pretty sure they said that in the trailer, and I'm like, go on. Yeah. And Stacy wanted to watch it from the trailer, and then afterwards she's like, that was dumb. It's not her type of movie at all.
Was it just the twist of it all? She just wanted the dining experience.
Yeah, I think she just wanted the dining experience and kind of like a buildup of the story and the characters and all that, and was not wanting the darkness of it.
Man, I loved it when the darkness and stuff hit in. I honestly felt like the darkness could have went a skosh further.
Yeah, now I've got the darkness song stuck in my head. I believe in a thing called love.
I thought you were going to go, hello, darkness, my old friend.
No, Simon and Garfunkel. Not that I don't like Simon and Garfunkel. But in the end, without spoiling anything, I thought that one of the characters did such a great job of like getting into his head and figuring out a way out, and like, you know, they won. I almost said who it was, but like they really kind of won at the end, and they won it, you know, deservingly so.
I thought how they went about it was very clever, and it also a heartwarming moment for me, honestly, man. It re-sparked passion for the chef there.
Yeah.
Which I for some reason loved.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the heartwarming moment in all the darkness.
And it had that like kind of dark, really dark humor in the end too. Like with the final course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you enjoyed this, because as soon as I started watching it, I'm like, oh, he's going to like this one.
Yeah, man. It was a super pleasant surprise, and I was pulled in like right off the bat, just seeing all the different types of characters that were going to be involved in this thing. I'm like, where's this going? Like, why do they have such a diverse like group of people coming in? And
yeah,
it also kind of reminded me of Diana and I, because we've had this conversation before where we can go to a really fancy restaurant and Diana remembers that experience and remembers the food she ate, remembers just the ambiance of everything. And we were talking about how she lives to eat. Like, she loves that experience.
I think most people live to eat.
Well, no, she lives to eat, and whereas I just eat to live. So yeah. I don't like
that's I guess what I should say. Most people eat to live.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how I do it. I don't remember like the big fancy restaurants. I'll remember more of like the like In-N-Outs or Olive Gardens, like the simple things.
So you're basically the guy that Ralph calls out at the end where he's like, "You've come here 11 times. Tell me one meal that you had here." And he's like, cod? He's like, no, it's halibut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I could go to the fancy restaurant and not really remember. Diana's brought that up before. She's like, we've been here like a couple times. And I'm like, what did I get? And she's like, you got scallops. I was like, oh, they must not have been that good because I don't remember it. Or I remember like, yeah, it was good, but it's just not my experience. So I think everybody should just dive in if you like those dark twists, like movies that just take you on a cool journey. I do feel like this is a journey, and I think it accomplishes that. Like, that's what the dining experience was supposed to be, is a journey through the culinary experience that he wanted. And I think they take you on a cool journey through this movie.
I definitely think if you like dark humor, if you like I don't want to say artsy fartsy movies, but it had that element to it.
Honestly, one of my favorite parts was like those frames of the food, man. I felt like those were laid out really cool, and you're like, man, that looks delicious. And like, so that's like the artsy part that stood out to me.
It's definitely one of my favorite movies of recent that I've watched.
But yeah, I think this was a awesome surprise. So I appreciate the late night text. Yep. Sean Marcus texted me and said, watch this. So I think you should go check it out. So I think that's it for this episode. I hit up all the socials.
And we did real quick. I mean, we did a really good job of not spoiling this movie. Yeah. I think.
Hopefully we gave enough information to make you want to go watch it, because I mean, we dressed up and we didn't even plan. Like, Sean Marcus came all dressed up nice. I came dressed up, and we didn't even talk about it. We just felt like that's the need. And when we dress up, we like the movie. So taking it to the next level.
Stuff underneath. Yeah. So hit up the socials, subscribe.
Yep. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.